Hi, welcome to Turn-Based Besties, a podcast where two grown adults with no free time talk about their favorite RPGs and sometimes roguelike RPGs. I'm DJ.
And I'm Sam, and we're besties that love to game. That's right. So sometimes roguelike RPGs. I feel like we've dabbled in more of those recently.
I feel like we're dabbling. I'm sorry to put you on the spot here. Is there a difference between roguelike and roguelite, or is it just is it interchangeable?
I should have expected that.
No.
I think I'll have to look it up. We'll have somebody in the comments confirm. But I think there are. Well, I don't know.
I'm sorry. Oh no, we're gonna get flamed hard.
It's okay. Here, you read the section about Japanese roguelikes and that you found in your cool book, and I'll look up the difference.
Oh yeah, guys, people who listen, do you remember last year around Christmas time? I got this really thick book. If this were on YouTube, you'd see how big the book is right now. It's really thick, and it's called A Guide to Japanese Role-Playing Games from Bitmap Books, and the author is someone very cool, and I can't turn to who the author is soon enough. Oh, Kurt Kalata, I believe. I'm so sorry if that's not who it actually is. But anyway, there's a section on Japanese roguelikes, and since I don't play those games, I had to kind of refresh myself what they even were. So I'll read to you. Get ready. It's story time, everybody. I'll read just the first paragraph, because apparently this is the term roguelike is based on a game called Rogue. So, from the book, initially developed in 1980 for Unix mainframe system, Rogue ranks up next to Ultima and Wizardry as one of the most important role-playing games ever made. Focused entirely on dungeon crawling, it has you controlling a lone warrior through a series of randomly generated rooms, picking up items and fighting monsters, exploring deeper and deeper until you're eventually overwhelmed. Since everything is created procedurally, it provides a different experience with each play, and unlike other RPGs, which were fairly long and allowed you to save your progress, each run through its dungeon is relatively short, as once you're dead, you need to start again from scratch. Is that about right?
Yeah, so now I'm finding the difference from this Reddit article that I read. So that sounds great. That's the roguelike. And it's based on, the game Rogue. And so, you have procedural generation, dungeon crawling, and one run. And when you are done, you scrapped and you got to try over. And you collect items to get more powerful as you go. But the difference with roguelites, which are what we've been referring to and what we play mostly nowadays, are roguelites.
Okay.
Because those have a sense of meta progression, or an underlying progression that you do get stronger on successive runs as you progress outside of the run.
Okay.
So things that you do within the run, you can take out and upgrade certain things that will carry over on all additional runs going forward.
Oh, okay. So roguelikes with a k. Those, as soon as you scratch, you start back over from level 0. Nothing carries over.
Carries over.
But in roguelite, the load, if you will, is a little bit lighter to carry, because you get to bring some of your experience over again when you scratch.
There you go. That's a nice way to remember it. There you go. Look, right. I came unprepared, apparently, and now we've learned something.
You did it. And more importantly, before we jump into talking about, this new game that we're going to convince people to play, that you're going to convince people to play, and I'm going to offer witty banter, tell me about your kids. What's going on, man?
As I always do. A lot of things. So last night, I got to take the two older ones, Jay and Kay, to a movie. I like to do that with them. We went to, there's always going to be one or two kid movies out. And so we went to Zootopia 2. They hadn't seen the first one, so last week we had to watch the first one. But the thing that cracked me up, they liked it a lot, all that. They had a good time. The thing that cracked me up is Jay, when he was talking about his favorite part. So this is a movie, as we all know, you've seen the previews for it. It's a movie with talking animals.
Yeah.
But I just could not stop laughing when Jay was explaining his favorite scene, because he was like, so there was this fox, and he can talk. And he was talking to a beaver, and she could also talk.
Oh.
And they were saying, And he went on to describe the scene, but he had to make sure to explain to me that the animals were talking. Even though I was in the movie theater with him, I watched it, and I know that this is a movie about talking animals.
You sure were.
But anyway, it was a very important detail that he had to let me know, and it just cracked me up.
That's so cute. Well, it's good. He's good at describing events that he just saw to his, to friends and to father.
He doesn't want to leave out the important parts, like the animals were talking.
Yeah, that's pretty important to know if you're going to go watch Zootopia.
You need everybody out there. If you're going to see Zootopia 2, the animals speak.
They do. They don't actually speak in the first one, though. But in the second one, it's all voices.
They thought that was a little bit of a misstep in the first one.
Yeah, too abstract.
But not to leave out Kay, though, the youngest, the 1.5. Whenever the kids are drawing, she wants to draw too. But recently, she'll scribble on something, right? Just kind of do a couple scribbles. And then she picks up her piece of paper and just goes, cute, cute, and tries to show it to you. But she'll show you because she picks it up and then lifts it up. She's showing you the back of the piece of paper, so you can't even see what she scribbled.
But she's like, it's cute, right?
Cute, cute. And then you have to go, yes, Kay, so cute. Anyway, what is your life up to without a million kiddos?
I got rid of all my million kiddos. No, I have an opera tomorrow. It's a West Coast premiere, I guess technically is what it is. It's
West Coast.
West Coast premiere. They had a table reading of it in New York. At some point in the past, probably in the past year, I think, and now we are without staging and without memorizing it, but with an audience, like with a full-on audience, we're doing a concert version of the first act of it because it's not even completed. Like the act 2 isn't finished being written yet.
Cool.
And it's about the life of Maria Callas, who was a famous opera singer in the middle 1900s, which is funny to say that since we were born in the 1900s, but
way back when.
And there's a lot of like Greek mythology intertwined. In fact, it opens up with Zeus and Hera, and I'm singing the role of Zeus, which is pretty majestic. That's
pretty majestic and on point for us talking about Hades.
Oh, crap. I literally didn't even realize that, but that's so right.
I've been interacting so much with Zeus and Hera in this game.
Well, and Hera, my wife, we're kind of sassies. We're kind of sassy pants in this opera.
Does Max know about your wife?
Well, he's going to find out. Tomorrow and Sunday in Seattle. Hit us up. Yeah, it's called La Callis. The composer and the librettist both flew in. Then they're awesome. So it's pretty cool to do a new opera.
That's amazing. That's cool. That's exciting. You're on the cutting edge of opera.
That's what I always say. Cutting edge, new music, la 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 la.
Well, great. Well, on that Greek note there, let's dive in. I am going to twist my focus a little bit here. So I know these are the convince me to play, convince me to buy episodes.
Ooh.
You always are so kind and tell me that I do a good job of convincing you.
You do.
However, I'm not always as convinced of that. And you have particular likes in games, right?
Oh my God, we all do. Don't try to put my shit out on Front Street right now.
We all do. So that's why I'm going to now speak to the collective you about convincing the gamer community out there at large that this is a game they want to play.
Yes, because DJ's too weird to try to
DJ's
convince.
too difficult. No. But DJ's, well, you're part of that community.
I
so
am.
I'm not going to speak only to you. I'm broadening our reach.
Ugh, well, okay. I'll feel less special, but it's fine.
All right. Also, I don't feel like I have to, be out there simping for this game because it's like literally on the list of game of the years. But it's okay.
Yeah, it totally is. Yeah.
But let's go. So Hades 2. In general, this is a roguelite top-down / isometric action RPG is what I would call it. Ooh. Just released the end of September, 9/25. So brand new, fresh release. Also, you got to be kind of special for this one right now because it is a Switch 1 and 2 console exclusive. which is a time limited. It will later on release on PlayStation and Xbox. But right now, if you're playing on the console, got to be Switch 1 and Switch 2. So keep that in mind. But you can play it on Windows, Mac OS, Steam, so online or on PC.
Oh, nice.
Let's see here. The developer and publisher is Supergiant Games from Bastion and Transistor, which I've played, and also original Hades 1, and I think a game named Pyre. So I've played most of Supergiant Games' stuff. Love them. They're great.
Oh, awesome.
Like I mentioned, this is a very highly rated game. I'm not the only one out there touting its praises.
No.
It is literally up for Game of the Year, which those awards are like in the next week, I think. So we'll find out if it wins. I think Hades won. Its predecessor won Game of the Year a few years back.
Oh.
Yeah. IGN gave this a 10 out of 10. Metacritic gave it a between a 94 and a 98, depending on the system you're playing it on, Switch 1, Switch 2, or computer.
Oh,
and
very
Famitsu
cool.
gave it a 35 out of 40. So some stellar scores. All right.
That's
so,
good.
So what's happening in this story? So Greek mythology characters. In the first game, you fight against Hades, as you might guess, based on the name. Did you guess that, DJ? Did you know that?
I did guess that, yeah.
Okay, you're smart. And in this one, though, the Titan Kronos has returned and taken over the underworld. However, the witch and handmaiden of Hades, Hecate, escaped from Kronos, along with Hades' Hades' daughter, Melinoe. You play as Melinoe, the sister of Zagreus. Zagreus is who you played as in the first game.
Okay.
So you're now playing as Zagreus' sister. You were raised by Hecate, and you harness your witchy powers to try to stop Kronos and restore the underworld. So, pretty neat.
I like isometric. You already had me with the first line.
And witchy?
And I like witchy.
I knew you'd like witchy. Yeah. Okay. I kind of think the coolest part of Hades 1 and 2 is how they unfold the story. It's through interactions with all the NPCs, gods, goddesses that you interact with. So you have kind of a hub world, and you'll walk around there, and you can talk to folks and get more of the story. And then also when you're on a run, you'll interact with other gods and goddesses and NPCs, and that will add to their dialogue is canon for the story during a run. And what's so cool is it knows how far you've progressed. When you get back after a run, it'll know where you've been and what you experienced and what you saw, and the characters will then unlock new dialogue based on, how far you've progressed to give you new tidbits of the story and tell you new things to do. And I just think it's a really cool way to do that.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'd say there's decent twists and turns in the story. I was always compelled by this story. And again, as you might expect, in this game, you're fighting Kronos, so they implement the importance of time and kind of like the time mechanic there. Visually, as we mentioned, top-down, isometric perspective. If you've played other Supergiant games, it has a similar aesthetic. It's hand-drawn with some cell shading, bright color palette. It all looks very beautiful. You'll have attack animations I really like. They're swift, they're quick. Then you're fighting hordes and hordes of enemies. So the enemies, I feel, are fully realized, very detailed, wide variety. And then you have to kind of expect how enemies are going to attack, right? They have to kind of telegraph their attacks so that you can, know how to attack them back or block them or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think they still do a good job of balancing that with giving each character some personality in the way that they attack and what's that kind of procedural telegraphing of the motion, which is good. And then, there's different biomes. So as we'll talk about, you're kind of descending into Hades. And so you're going into different floors. And each floor has its own unique personality and visual aesthetic. And so I think all of that visually is really well done.
Ooh, how many biomes are there?
Well... that kind of gets into spoilery territory. So
gotcha. Okay, spoiler here. Spoiler.
I'll say later on. Oh, we can do spoiler. Okay, so spoilery. 5, 4, 3,
Spoilery.
2, 1. Okay, so in the first game, you go down like 4 different biomes. So there's 4 different levels to get to the bottom of Hades, and that's where you fight Hades. And this one, you can go down, and then you can also go up to Mount Olympus. So there's 4 more going up in this one. That's what the second one adds.
Cool.
So it's cool. Additional biomes. All right. What did it sound like, though, DJ? Is that what you were going to ask?
I was going to ask. What did it...
Okay.
Yes, Sam, tell me about the ear sounds. Did you enjoy them?
I do enjoy the ear sounds. There's some cool things that these composers did. Darren Korb, apparently this guy did like all the Supergiant games, as we mentioned, Bastion, Transistor, all of those games, and then also teamed up with other composer Austin Wintory, who has a huge list of different films that I have not heard of, but it's a gigantic list of films that he's composed for, and then a lot of games, and also smaller games that I hadn't heard a lot of them. But I was impressed by the sheer number that this Austin Wintory person has composed for.
Cool.
But what are you looking for? So, as we'll talk about the gameplay, you will be going and doing a bunch of different encounters, right? But in between encounters, you're kind of just, sometimes moseying around or exploring different areas. And so there might be a baseline, literal baseline.
Oh, yeah.
So just a bass playing, and then it'll kick it up a little bit, maybe with some synth and some strings, and a little bit more upbeat when you get into the room and start fighting. And then it really ramps up if you get into a boss battle, and then you have some thumping rock tracks with a full, rock band, and it's kind of that vibe.
Okay, cool.
I would say,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I think, I always, you and I think, God, we don't have to study anymore because we're past that of our lives. But I know Taylor, your wife, used to listen to video game music when she would study. Is this?
I think this could work for that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely, especially like the boss battle themes that are a little bit more, or both. Maybe you want it to be a little bit more subdued, and then every once in a while you want it to just ramp up and then really drive you through learning that periodic table, whatever.
Would you play? Yeah, right. Would you play this for a D&D campaign? The music, would it fit?
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, there's no words to kind of get in the way, and it would totally work. Yeah, I would say yes. The coolest thing that it does, though, one of the coolest things I think, is when you finish killing so when you beat a whole room, you kill all the bad guys in the room. It lines it up perfectly that it just gets to the end of the song, like it finishes the melody,
the cadence, yeah,
and then it goes back to kind of the chill exploration music.
Cool.
It ties it up, which is really well done. So that makes it feel epic too when you finish, beating the last bad guy. The music also finishes, which is nice. All right, so gameplay. What exactly are we playing? We've said it before. Roguelite action RPG. I would also say, so as we mentioned with roguelikes, you are kind of traversing dungeons, right? There's different levels. That's pretty similar. So dungeon crawling aspects and almost bullet hell aspects. So some of the baddies you're fighting are shooting a lot of projectiles. Go ahead.
What do you mean by bullet hell?
So that's another kind of genre. So we're doing a lot of genre mixing here, DJ, between RPGs and roguelites and bullet hells. So bullet hells are kind of the ones that there's all these projectiles on the screen and your character's trying to weave in between them. So that's just how the bad guys are attacking. Sometimes they're just physically hitting you, but other times they're shooting projectiles. So there could be a lot of them on the screen at once, and so you're dodging a bunch of them.
Okay, cool. I don't think I've ever heard that term before.
Yeah. Generally, it's kind of a dungeon crawling game that has a lot of... So Binding of Isaac would be a bullet hell kind of. Enter the Gungeon is kind of a bullet hell game.
Okay, I've heard of that one.
Anyway, yeah. We'll do a different episode where we learn about those, and then I will come ill-prepared like this one, and then I can Google a Reddit article at that time.
No, you're fine.
But anyway, so as we've kind of alluded to, you will be going down multiple floors, each its own unique biome, and then each floor kind of you'll be fighting rooms of different baddies, and then there might be mini-bosses, but each floor will have a big boss, and then once you beat them, you can go to the next level, and then eventually you'll fight the big bad at the bottom, which in this game is Kronos.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No. Well, I think you're gonna get to it, but I have a question already about gameplay.
Yeah, ask me.
So let's say you finish an entire biome, and then you move. I'm gonna call it biome 1 because I don't know what they're called.
Sure. Floor, biome 1, whatever.
You finish floor 1, and then you go to floor 2, and then you die on floor 2. Mm-hmm. So you go back. Do you have to do all of floor 1 again?
Yeah, the next time you do it.
Okay.
Yep.
I just wanted to...
all the way. You start back at your hub world, and then you have to do all of floor 1 again, all of floor 2. Yep, so to complete a whole run, you would have to do all of them, all of the floors.
Gotcha. Okay, so if you... because this is roguelite-ish, it's a little bit easier the next time you go through it.
Exactly, yeah, and I'll go over why and what you do here in a second.
Cool.
What makes you stronger? What makes you do it?
Wait, what?
What makes you stronger?
Can you want to sing more of that song?
What does it kill you makes you stronger? Or actually, It's after you get killed, you get stronger.
There you go. Nice. Yeah, we'll put that on Instagram. 5 sure.
We're gonna make it. It's gonna be great. All right. So, just so you know, too, as part of like the progression, you're kind of choosing your path between these rooms on each floor, and so there'll be a couple doors to exit the room after you kill all the bad guys, and it's kind of like okay, it'll show you what the reward is when you get done with the next rooms, because after you clear a room, you get a reward. It's some sort of power up, some sort of something.
Yeah.
And so then you can kind of pick. You can say, oh, I want this thing. I want to get this reward, and so I'll go into that room. So it gives you some ability to make your own decisions there.
Okay.
So what are you fighting with? You got different weapons, and they each kind of function differently. You've got a slow axe that's really strong. You got some small blades that are really, really fast. You got a staff. You got some torches, which kind of shoot projectiles. Even like a jetpack thing that you wear, which is kind of cool. So varied weapons that you can choose from, and then you pick a weapon, and that's what you go with the entire run. One weapon. Yeah, that's the weapon that you will go with that run. And then the power-ups, how your weapon gets stronger, how your attacks get stronger, are going to be called boons in this game. Boon.
Sure.
And each one is basically related to the gods. So Zeus will have lightning-themed power-ups.
That's
Poseidon
me.
has water. Yeah, you got lightning-themed ones. You're shocker. Poseidon has water-themed ones. Each one is goes along with the god. And so then you'll add an effect to your weapon or some other buff. And then you can level those up too, so if you got like a lightning effect on yours, it'll get more powerful if you level it up. You have magic in this game, which is new than the other one. It's basically like mana that'll power up your attacks. It gets there's some more things to it, but you'd learn it if you played it. You get kind of one accessory. So like most RPGs, you kind of wear a bunch of stuff. Basically, you can have one accessory that you're kind of like carrying with you that gives you a different effect. And you'll have that for the full run. And then you can also, so this is how you kind of tweak your build for that run. You say, okay, I'm going to use these things. You can use one item, which is called a keepsake, and then you can also use these things called Arcana cards that'll just give you other buffs too. And you can only have so many of them. You can't use all of them, so you kind of have to select, okay, I want this effect, I want this effect, I want this effect. That's how I'm going to be strong this time, or try to be strong and try to win, and then you move on.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so this is kind of the question you were asking. Progression, how meta progression outside of the runs. How am I getting stronger between the runs? So a few things, but one of the main ones is probably the cauldron. So this is where it gets witchy again. You get to make these witch incantations. So based on the stuff that you collect while you go, you collect different things, you can come back and then it'll give you a list of incantations, and then you can you literally throw it in the cauldron and a big poof of like purple smoke goes up, and then you'll have a new effect. Like maybe you can access, these healing fonts on different floors to get some health while you go, or you can access something different. Anyway, and it just makes you stronger. So that's one way that you're getting stronger. And then you're collecting a bunch of different currencies that help you get stronger. So let's see. Cauldron incantations, you can upgrade your Arcana cards so they're stronger. You can upgrade your weapons so they're stronger. You can eventually your keepsakes, those one items, they get stronger and give you stronger abilities. So basically each time you come back, you'll have collected all this currency that you can then use to upgrade all your items and everything so that it's stronger.
Okay,
yes.
So does this game, are you at a disadvantage if you don't die? Does that make sense?
Early on, if you haven't died,
what if you get to biome, is this game beatable without dying, basically? Or is it
Yeah, people have done that. So they'll call it like a fresh file speed run, and they'll just do it without any power ups, without any upgrades, and they'll just beat it the first time. But it takes forever because your damage is lower.
Oh yeah,
and your abilities are lower, and so it takes forever. And you're not going to get as powerful of boons, and just you don't have all the upgrades. If you're really super good, and these people are, you can do a fresh file speed run, but But
what's the point? The incentive is not to do. The incentive is not to do that type of run. I'm assuming the incentive
is just to have fun. Yeah, and you go through.
Yeah.
And what feels good about it is so many games you die or you fail, and then you're like right, and you're mad. But the nice thing about roguelites is you're done with that run, and then you're like, okay, let me go see what I can do with it. So then you're like, okay, great, now I can power up this, and now I can power up this, and now it's like, and then you feel empowered to next time, do more.
Okay, cool. I just didn't know. It was like it sounded like the intention was not to do a fresh file run for most people.
It is not. No. That's like impossible. Well, it's not impossible, but it's like for a newbie to this game, that would be kind of impossible.
Okay, cool.
Like I think Ben, shout out my older brother Ben out there. He made a fresh file to see how many runs it would take him to beat it, and I forget how many he said, like 30 or 40 the second time. Like he'd already played through it all, and then he played through it again, and it still, or 20 maybe, but it took him that many still to beat it all.
But he did do it, so it's doable.
Yeah, he did it again. Well, yeah, but
like why?
Yeah, but like no, because he wanted to see how much faster he could do it.
Yeah, okay. That's cool. So tell me. So great overview, by the way, of this game.
Thank you.
Quite detailed, really easy to understand. I just want to know.
But it wasn't for you. It was for the collective you.
Yeah. So sorry, not for me. For the collective, all of us right here. I'm speaking for everyone when I say great review. So I just want to know like your peaks and valleys of this game. Like, what are your most favorite parts of the game, and what are parts that you're like, I could do without?
Yeah, great question. So gameplay with this for me, it's smooth, it's quick, it's fun to tinker with your build. What Arcana cards are you going to start with? What weapon? And then also what boons do you want? What effects as you go? And then that progression, like I said, so the loop is tantalizing because it's like you get done, maybe you failed, but you don't really feel like it because you feel like, oh, at least I can upgrade this now and I can upgrade this, so I succeeded because I'm progressing. So that feels really good. I'd say least favorite. It is an potentially overwhelming feeling of currencies and systems and stuff like that. I'm glad that it didn't sound too overwhelming now, but it's really not, in the sense that I don't think it's helpful to try to think, oh my gosh, there's this many different currencies or things I can collect. There's this many different things I'm trying to upgrade. I think it's more fun to do the run, have fun battling the guys, get the weapons you want, get the upgrades you want, and then when you get back, just see what you have.
Yeah.
Just see what you can upgrade. Don't stress out and be like, I'm looking for this item or I'm looking for this thing, because there's too many balls in the air if you do that. So I had to switch my mindset on that and just be like, I'm going to collect what I collect and then come back and I'll see what I found. I'll look at my box or my little bucket of seashells at the end of my trip on the beach and then just be happy about it.
Is it an actual bucket of seashells? No, you're using an expression. Sorry.
I'm using an expression. Some of the keepsakes are shells.
Oh, cute. I was like, wow, you get a bucket of seashells in this game?
Did I not go over the bucket of seashells mechanic?
I just figured it was a currency you didn't mention.
Yeah, exactly. It could be.
Okay.
But,
I mean, that sounds... No, the currencies, by the way... I bet I would agree with you if I played this game that it would be probably too many, but it didn't sound overwhelming. Like,
yeah,
to me.
No, I could go over it and it would be, but I'm going to stop and not do that.
You're like, actually, no, it's quite overwhelming. No, I'm easily worried. Full stop. So, and the currency conversation didn't worry me. So that's promising. I mean, didn't worry the collective me, not just me, but all of us.
Because I didn't go into it much. But anyway.
Sounds great, buddy. So this is a sequel to Hades 1, which I'm assuming they just call Hades. So, apologies. I don't know.
I wonder, has any game done that? Have they been presumptive that they're going to make a second one and already called themselves the first one?
I don't know. Let us know in the comments below. That's funny if they do that. So I apologies if you've already mentioned some of these before, but what are some of the differences between like the first game and the second game?
I think that's good to highlight because a lot of folks out there might have played the first one and might have really liked it. And I'd say there's a lot of the same in the sense that the fighting feels somewhat similar. The look is the same. The music themes, the way they do the music, the type of music, the way it kind of succinctly ends at the end of the battle, those kind of things are similar. So a lot of it feels the same, which is in a way good. But they do expand in a lot of different ways. that make it add more systems and make it different. So it is very different. So there's that magic system. So in the first one, you just have a hit point bar, and in this one, you have a hit point bar and you have a magic bar. So and so the magic, will add new moves, and it's just a second currency in game, another currency in addition to your HP that you're trying to get more of, or get skills for, or utilize the right way. So that is a big add. The first one was big on like your dashes and how fast you dashed around. You could do a lot of damage with dashing. They kind of got away from the dashing part, but then they have, since it's witchy, you have a cast. So you can make like a big circle, and then if somebody's in that circle, they move slower, and then you can add different effects to your cast. And so that's kind of cool. So your cast is like setting a big circle in the middle, and that adds a whole new element. Let's see here. You're a different protagonist. You are Malinois instead of Zagreus. Spoiler again. Don't listen if you don't want the spoiler. 3, 2, 1.
Spoiler.
You can also go up to Mount Olympus instead of just down to Hades.
You can go up.
You can go up. So a whole different route. Okay, everybody can come back now. And then what else is different?
I don't know.
Just kind of the additional currency management. I'd say there's a lot more currencies. Kind of doing that incantation thing, using the currencies and the different things you find to make spells that then level you up is a little different flavor, at least.
Cool.
They have a mild planting farming element to it. You can collect seeds on your runs, and then you grow them, and then that's just another item that you use in your incantations. So it's kind of cute because, like, boil, toil, and what's that? Whatever. You're making you're making a cauldron of stuff, and you throw in different ingredients, and a lot of times they're plants and stuff. So that kind of goes along with it. But anyway, I'd say those are the differences.
Cool. So, who gonna like this game?
Yeah. So just to sum it up, who is gonna like this game? So for one, anybody that's played Hades 1, I would wager you would, and you liked it, you would definitely like this. So anyone that's looking for a beautifully crafted action RPG experience with roguelite elements, or that is a roguelite, a cool story that's crafted through progressive dialogue, kind of in a different, unique way, or anybody that maybe likes Greek gods. They do a great job of highlighting the Greek gods in this story. You're looking for a rewarding sense of progression with delightful visuals and a soundtrack that keeps you locked in. That is the game for you with Hades 2.
Nice. I mean, it looks really pretty, and I dig an isometric style game.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do. So maybe I'll play it after we get through all the other games that we are planning.
Add it to the backlog. Yeah, which is what are you playing at the immediate moment?
In the immediate moment, I'm having a great time with Demon School. It is right up my alley, man. It is my aren't like publishing companies kind of like leveled by like AAA, AA, single A, and like if it's not a AAA, they're basically some form of indie.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah,
I feel like Demon School is like a single A, like little baby A indie game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That feels like you.
Right. I mean, I guess so. Right. It's my single non-AA, non-AAA, single A game of the year for sure.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No. It's exactly. I mean, this game is made for me, man. It's made for a millennial who grew up in the '90s and watched the WB and watched Buffy and kind of likes Fire Emblem too, and kind of likes the idea of the old Persona games when the emphasis was not on dating sims, kind of a thing.
Okay. We'll save some of that because you're going to be convincing me next week.
That's right. I'm going to convince next week for
Sam
for the general y'all to play the Demon
general
School.
Y'all.
and I just got so many games in too because you and I are going to play. Wow, I'm so sorry. I just really went into my Missouri dialect there for a moment. We're going to play Thousand Doors.
Yeah, Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. Right?
Yeah, Thousand Doors. That's what I'm gonna.
I thought the way I'm reading this on our outline. Sorry, gonna break the fourth wall for a second on this. I'm reading our outline that you have written that you're playing Demon School, and then you said gonna do Thousand Doors. So I thought that was, and you were hyping up Demon School so much. I thought that was some like achievement for like end game finishing Demon School is the Thousand Doors.
Nah, I'm just gonna do the Thousand Doors. That's what I'm gonna call it now. Paper Mario, and
It was on mega sale for Black Friday, and it just felt wrong because it is. I'm a Mario fan, or sorry, a Nintendo fanboy, and it's like it's supposed to be a top tier JRPG turn based. So like we got to do it.
We got to do it. So we're gonna do that next. We're gonna end the
do it.
year with 1,000 Doors, and I just got the Octopath Zero, and I went vintage video game shopping for about 10 minutes today because I was getting lunch downtown, and I went inside Pink Gorilla, and I was like, I'll see if they have Valkyrie Profile 2. And like, Sam, I've been walking into this store for the past like 3 years, casually looking for this game. Like, I'll look for like 5 seconds to be like, do they have it? Of course they don't. And it's another day today. I was like, I'll see if they have it. And they had it.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know there was such a saga behind that.
I know. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to grab that for the PS2 that I have that is not hooked up to anything. So
That you hope works.
I know, seriously. So, but at least
Well,
now,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if all else fails, at least now I can emulate it and not feel bad because I own it.
Yeah, totally.
So, what about
That's
you?
awesome, dude.
Thanks, I'm excited. Yeah. You just obviously played Hades too, but what else are you playing?
I did, and I credits it, and then did a few other things after the credits in Hades 2, and so I could always jump back in every once in a while. That's what's nice about it is you can jump back in for like 30 minutes and do another
fun.
run and get a bunch more progression, and there's other things, boxes to check, and it's also just fun. But I have been playing a lot more of Bravely Default Flying Fairy. Take that, everybody that thought I would never end up playing that game.
Yeah, you're playing
I've played
it.
like 25 hours of it already.
It was I played I played more than a demo because like I bought it, you know.
Yeah.
I played it until Trails in the Sky was released, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna play Trails because that's what I really want to play. It's a fun
Oh, yeah.
game though. It was
No,
fun.
it's fun. Yeah, it's classic, and I like it. And I love collecting the jobs and then leveling up the jobs and trying out different stuff. It's been great. So I'll finish that probably in the next week or few days, and then Thousand Year Door, like we said, we're gonna play that.
Thousand Doors.
And then I am just the biggest fan of the Octopath series, so I will be playing Octopath Traveler 0. And shout out to my great friend that you don't know him that sent me this amazing thing in the mail. It was so great. I got sent the Octopath Traveler vinyl
What?
for the soundtrack.
Who
this
did
person
that?
named Darrell
Shut up.
sent it to me.
Shut
DJ
up.
sent me. It was so kind. And I'm sure that also the record player is also in the mail that I need to play this vinyl because we do not own a record player, but it is
I know.
super sweet. I've been trying to look up used ones. It would go really nicely in our dining room, so we're probably going to do that and set it up in there.
Yes. No, and I don't know if you know this too. I made it so the Octopath vinyl arrived on the release day of Octopath Zero.
I know. That's why you were telling that you told that to Taylor, and Taylor was like laughing, and she goes, "Yeah, and it's Octo Day, right?" And I was like, "What are you talking about, Taylor?" She's like, "It's Octo Day. That's why he sent it. It's Octo Day." And I said, "The new game's coming out, but is that what you mean?" And she said, "Yeah, it's Octo Day."
Yeah, Octo
And
Day,
I
yeah,
was-
obviously.
and I was just like, "Yeah, I knew what you're doing." But I will definitely be playing Octopath Traveler 0. However,
Yeah.
I'm playing Bravely Default Flying Fairy. I'm gonna play Thousand Year Door. Those are both turn-based JRPGs, basically.
Yeah.
And I hear Octopath Traveler is like 100 hours.
Can't do it.
I have to have a palate cleanser, which
Same.
is either going to be the new Metroid Prime game, Metroid Prime Beyond,
Yeah.
Pew 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 in space, or I also got on sale Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom.
Nice.
So those are both very different. So
Nope.
I will do one of those as a palate cleanser, and they're shorter. They're like 15, 20 hours each, I think, and then I'll hop into Octopath.
I'm there with you after Demon School and Thousand Doors. I'm gonna need like a little baby palette cleanser of turn-based, just for like a hot second. People, don't get crazy, but I'm still gonna keep it RPG-ish. There's a new retro game that came out. It's not retro, but like it looks like it's retro.
Yeah.
That's like a horror action game called Kingdom of Night. It basically looks like it's Stranger Things, but it's action-based.
Oh, cute. Yeah,
So-
that sounds awesome.
I'm gonna play that probably.
That sounds like you too with horror.
Horror, yeah.
Well, cool. Well, when you want to comment on that, or you want to chat about it, or you want to give a shout out to it, where might they find all that on social media?
Where might you find us? You can find us everywhere on social media at Turn-Based Besties. And by everywhere on social media, I just mean Instagram, but also YouTube. You can listen to us on YouTube or Spotify or literally wherever you get your podcasts. So go to our socials. Let us know your thoughts on Hades 2. Were you convinced? If you were, or even if you weren't, send us comments and questions at turnbasedbesties@gmail.com. We have new episode releases every other Friday morning.
Sometimes more.
Sometimes more.
We've been doing more recently.
We are. We're getting spicy. We're going to quit our jobs and just be full-time podcasters. Just kidding. So, giant thanks to everyone who was following us on social media. Big push for the end so we can, just get more people by the end of the year so more people can join us on these awesome adventures of, talking about turn-based or mostly turn-based RPGs. Yeah, man.
And
I just love going on these little silly little adventures with you. You silly guy.
You silly guy. That's me. Yeah. All right. So as we say, all the time, always and forever.
Yeah.
When everything in the world points right, maybe go left and see what you find. Because I'm Sam.
And I'm DJ, and this has been another episode of Turn-Based Besties. Bye.
Bye-bye.